What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about PlayStation's 30th anniversary yet again. Today was kind of a big day, leading into tomorrow, the really big day. We'll see what actually happens tomorrow. If anything, I'll, of course, cover it, whatever pops up. Or maybe if nothing pops up, we can cover that too. Silence is sometimes a thing to discuss. But, leading into even today, I do think they've done a pretty darn good job. Going on their website, they kind of go through like the history of PlayStation as a brand and go through the consoles and give some shout outs to some different eras and some different games that you might be unfamiliar with because they've left it for dead recently. And then today, was kind of big because of two reasons. Number one is the trailer, which I think is a really, honestly good trailer. It starts a little, like I actually kind of chuckled in a not great way in the beginning because the trailer initially opens up with Horizon, and you get the likes of like Horizon, Last of Us, God of War, even Ghost of Tsushima is in there, maybe like halfway through. But, in the beginning, I was thinking, oh my dear God, they're doing a thank you. They're reflecting upon 30 years, and we're seeing games of just the last, really, this console generation, right? More Horizon, more God of War, more Last of Us. Now, God of War obviously has been around for a while, but I will say, number one, music in the background of that trailer that I cannot play for copyright reasons, but it is freaking spectacular. And honestly, the trailer does pick up and does tug at the heartstrings. Probably tomorrow, no matter what, I will want to do a video just kind of celebrating PlayStation's 30th anniversary, because that's what this is about. Looking back and seeing what defined PlayStation, right? And them kind of coming up with all of the nice little, just like the one word that connects to a franchise, right? Like Legends with Tomb Raider, etc. And you got Sly, you got Infamous, you got Resistance, you got Killzone, you got Sackboy, and you got many, many others. Metal Gear, Crash Bandicoot, the list goes on. So while, initially in the video, I was like, oh my dear God, please tell me they're not just looking back at the last 10 years, because that's really what a lot of those games have been. No, they did honestly nail whether those franchises are with them anymore, right? Metal Gear is not exclusive anymore. Kingdom Hearts, I think, was the third to last game. Those games aren't exclusive anymore. Crash Bandicoot is literally with Xbox nowadays. So, even though they don't have them, they do define generations. They do define eras of PlayStation. And so, again, I think, honestly, they did a phenomenal job with that trailer. I'm probably going to watch that trailer, quite a few times on repeat. And then they did something very interesting that people really, including myself, really want them to keep, even though it's a limited time thing. So it's basically anniversary like boot ups for the PS5. So you go on the PS5 and you can actually cycle which one you want. 30th anniversary, PlayStation, PS2, PS3, and PS4. And then, these are pictures from Wario. You can see at the top of the really, really cool kind of throwbacks in that way. Now, this has been something that really ever since the PS5, or maybe even PS4. I mean, PlayStation's definitely been on a downward, trend, really probably since PS3 with like the menu stuff. You were maybe thinking I was going to say other things. No, specifically with the look of the boot up and just like what it looks like when you're going through the menus of PlayStation. I'm not saying the PS3 was freaking like, 10 out of 10 perfect in every way, but, they've really lost a little bit of that magic as time has gone on. And really what it is, it's features just not being there from one generation to the next, right? Even PS4 to PS5, they lost quite a few things that the PS4 could do, behind the scenes. So it's really cool that, and they've done a little of it even before this. There's been a little progress in that department, but this is super, super cool. Obviously hits in the nostalgia, but it's a limited time thing. You're seeing people call for it to be permanent. I really think it should be permanent, and this is by the way, this is a good chance for PlayStation to look around, read the room, and say, okay, this is not that big of a deal. People really like it. It's not a huge, like, defining thing that we're gonna, it's not gonna impact us too badly if we keep it there. In fact, it's not gonna impact us badly at all if we keep it there, right? So please, for the love of God, PlayStation, if you're watching or listening, you've done a really good thing here. Just leave it. Oh, and one thing before I get going here, I let you guys go. I've seen a lot of people talking about like the nostalgia baiting in like a negative way. I mean, look, do companies go after nostalgia? Dangle the keys and all that kind of jazz. Yes, they do it, and I'm not a huge fan when they dangle the keys, to kind of predatorily, is that a word, get you to do something. But let me tell these geniuses out there something. Of course, this is that's the whole freaking point. So like, normally I wouldn't be too upset or I wouldn't be too aggressive on people saying, oh my God, well, they're just they're just putting nostalgia in your face. Okay, well, again, these people are such geniuses. It's the 30th anniversary. It's the whole point of it is to look back. When you have anniversaries of something, it's cool. It's a good time. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to do it every month. You don't even have to do it every year, right? The 31st anniversary is not as big as the 30th anniversary, but this is a chance to look back. And that's why I wanted like a state of play or a showcase, and a theme of it could even be like if you have a bunch of remasters that you've kind of been sitting on, show them all. Like, have that be kind of the theme. Maybe not, you can offset it with a couple new things, right? Maybe show Ghost of Yotei again. But my general idea has always been, if you're doing something in celebration of the 30th anniversary, for the whole point of like looking back at what PlayStation has given us in the past 3 decades, then you're gonna go into the nostalgia. You're gonna be looking at franchises and bringing them back in remasters or remakes. Like, I know it's a polarizing topic, but and that's fine most of the time. Like normally, right, day to day, your average, February 15th or something. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to do nostalgia bait, but for this, the whole point is looking back. And again, that's why I was in the beginning of that trailer that they did. I was like, oh my God, like you have so much that you can look back on, right? Like Shadow of the Colossus was in there and stuff like that. I could keep going, but there was so much. There's so many games that define PlayStation, and again, games that just aren't even exclusive anymore, or they've completely jumped ship at this point. They still define PlayStation to a degree. So really cool. Starting off strong. They've been doing some pretty cool stuff. Obviously bringing Sly back next week, which I'll be covering in different ways as well. They've been doing a really good job. There's only one more thing they really need to do. We'll see if they do anything, maybe announce a state of play or something tomorrow. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.